I am Dr. Sameera Afroz, Assistant Professor. So I will be covering today the last unit, HR Analytics. HR Analytics. What is analytics? It deals with analysis. Analysis with respect to HR. Okay. It enables an organization to measure the impact of range of HR decisions. HR decisions, I have already discussed. First HR decision we started with recruitment, selection. Next, training, development, performance, appraisal. Okay, salary, wage, administration. So, how analytics is helping HR for taking decisions. HR analytics mainly deals with HR metrics. Okay, so what analytics is doing? It provides a data backed insight. I have numbers, I have to take decisions. So how I am taking decisions? By looking at the data. Okay, how many employees have quit the organization in the year 23-24? Okay, based on that data, I will decide the activities of the year 24 and 25. Okay, how I will decide? Based on the data I have. Okay, if I am saying 700 employees of XYZ company have quit the organization. Okay, have quit the organization. Okay, then do you think in a year 700 employees are quitting in a year? If 700 employees are quitting, is it normal? No. So we have to decide the root cause of problem. How I will decide the root cause of problem? I have previously discussed exit interview. What is exit interview? Process wherein the employee which is quitting the organization is given a set of questions. They have to answer them accordingly. Okay. So 700 employees in the year 23-24 has left the company. I don't want the same to happen in the year 24-25. So what do? I will look at the data of those 700 employees and decide the future action, what to do. Okay, data backed insight. Okay, what is HR analytics? Based on the data, I am taking certain decisions. Based on data, I am taking certain decisions. HR analytics is of great importance because it enhances employee well-being. Okay, if I am not taking any action based on that data, the same thing will continue for 24-25? Yes. So there is a problem and I want to solve that problem. For the same reason, I have to use HR analytics. So, multidisciplinary approach. Why I am saying HR analytics is multidisciplinary? You have statistics, right? SPSS. So, what I am doing? I have data. I am using all those numbers to put in SPSS. I am applying certain tools. I will get the required data. Required output. Based on the output, I will take certain decisions. Why I am calling it as multidisciplinary? I am using stats, I am using HR principles. That's why HR analytics is considered as multidisciplinary approach. Okay, multidisciplinary approach for analytical and quantitative methodology. Quantitative. Why? Using the word quantitative methodology, I am using the help of numbers. You have regression, you have correlation in statistics. How do I get to regression, correlation? By using quantitative numbers. HR analytics is multidisciplinary. Why multidisciplinary? Because I am using n number of subjects to arrive at a decision. I am using stats, I am using HRM. Okay. Next, so what is the main idea why I want to use HR analytics? To improve people related decisions. Why people are quitting in my company? I don't want that to happen in the year 24-25. So it is meant for the welfare of the people. Okay, to improve individual and organization performance. By using with the help of analytical tools, I want to improve organization performance, parallelly individual performance. If an individual is giving their best performance, organizational performance will be improved. Definitely it will lead to more productivity. More productivity means more profitability. If I am continuing with the same problem, 23, 24, 700 employees have gone. If I am not solving that problem, do you think it will lead to productivity? No. The same problem will persist. Okay. So, evolution, how this HR analytics have come into picture. See, earlier you haven't heard of this word analytics. Why analytics is evolved? If you go back 20 years back, there was no word of analytics. Why? Because organizations were not complex. See, now everybody says we are living in VUCA world. VUCA. VUCA world means volatility, uncertainty, complexity and adversity. We are living in unexpected conditions, okay, which is not desirable. I don't know what will happen next year. Okay. So, as the organizations are becoming more complex, we have to use of specialized tools of HR analytics. Okay. HR metrics, specific measures of HR practices used in past. What are HR metrics? Total number of recruitment cycles in 1 year. Okay, if a company is going every month for one recruitment cycle, what is the metric? 12 recruitment cycles. Okay, how many employees have turned up for recruitment? Say 1000. That is an HR metric. Then what is the selection metric? Out of 1000, how many I am shortlisting? Only 25. How many I am selecting? Only 5. So do you think is it possible for me to calculate manually? No. As we are moving ahead, it becomes complex. If I cannot do it with the help of manual figures, I have to take the help of HR analytics. HR analytics is helping me to solve a problem and taking a decision accordingly. Okay. Evidence-based approach. Whatever I am doing, okay, I will put all the data in SPSS or Excel. I will see how many turned up for recruitment, how many were shortlisted and how many got selected. Do you think it will not help me to plan recruitment for next year? Yes. Okay. Next. These are key HR metrics. Okay. HR staff and expenses, HR to HR employee ratio, total HR staff, HR expenses per FTE. When I am calculating the number of employees, I will start how many employees are there, how many HRs per employee. Okay. Then compensation, annual wage and salary. When I talk about annual wage and salary, like I have discussed, we are dealing with a problem, 700 employees quitting the organization. If I look at their wage and salaries, if I am finding there is a correlation just because their salaries are less, I can solve the problem? Yes. So, annual wage and salaries, payroll as percentage of operating expenses. Always payroll of employees is calculated as percentage of operating expense. Operating expense is the total amount spent by the firm per month. Say example, you take the example of a firm like Wipro. Operating expenses for the month of say October is 25 crores. How much percentage is going for payroll? That is a key HR matrix. Okay. Next, benefit cost as percentage payroll. Benefit cost per benefit. I am working for 1 month, I am drawing a salary of 1 lakh. But how much benefit am I providing to my firm? Is it 5 lakhs or is it 10 lakhs. That is a key HR metric. Okay. Retention and quality, average tenure of employees. How many employees are staying in the firm? Tenure means when you joined and when you quit. What is the average tenure? I have worked in a firm for 5 years. My tenure is say 5 years. I have a team who has a member who has been working for the past 25 years. So average tenure will be 5 plus 25 plus all by total number of employees. So that is also key HR metric. Okay. Performance quality of employees in first year. Okay. I am hiring out of 1000. I have selected 5 employees. And till now I have hired 500 employees. I want to take a decision on quality of my hiring. What I will do, I will take the data, how many I have hired, I will put in Excel and see how was their performance in the first year of their joining. In the first year of their joining. Are they staying with the firm for the entire year? Are they staying with the firm after the process of training? Are they giving their best shot, or do they need any specific kind of training? All these are being taken care of. Retention and quality. Staffing, number of positions filled. Time to fill, cost per hire. How much amount of money is being spent to finalize an employee, right from recruitment to their joining. That includes induction amount also. Cost per hire. When I am talking about cost per hire, it starts right from the amount I am spending for recruitment advertising. Okay, how much amount I am spending for advertising the process of recruitment. Do you think I will get any employees without advertising? No. Cost per hire starts from the amount spent on advertising till they join the job up to induction. Okay, next, annual turnover rate. Number of employees quitting the organization. When I talk about annual turnover rate, number of employees quitting the organization in an year. Okay, like I gave an example, 700. So annual turnover rate will be 700. Do you think it's normal? No. Okay. Training. How many hours of training is being given to employees? Training. Always remember, training is an expenditure for the firm. And trainers are paid per hour basis. So, how many hours of training is, and trainer, do you think trainer will calculate some lump sum amount? No. Trainer will calculate per employee. Trainer costs are being paid per employee basis. Total cost for training, percentage of employee participation, reimbursement program. Not only induction training, specific different kinds of training is being given to employees, right? So how many employees are being given training and what is the total cost? Development. How many positions are filled internally? When I talk about development, my main focus is I am thinking for future and I want to decide whom to promote, right? So how many positions I am filling internally through the development program? Okay, percentage of employees with career plan. How many employees have a career plan in place? Say I want to grow right from executive level to assistant manager to manager. So how many employees are with a specific career plan? Next, so how we apply analytics, which comprises of what we are doing. We are applying all these numbers into statistical tools, taking the output and taking insights from that. Insights linking HR data, survey data or business and applying analytical and machine language. Machine language, we are using all these tools. Cluster analysis, correlation, regression, we use all these tools for all the HR processes to take any decision. So whatever the output we are getting through analytical tools, that will help us in decision making as well as problem solving. Quantifying the impact of investments in human capital. How much amount is being spent for operations? How much amount is being spent on training? Okay, the firm is spending this many amount, and is there any improvement? Okay, so definitely I have to use analytical tools. Correlation, association between two variables. How much amount is being spent on training and how many people have undergone training, what is their performance after training. So I use correlation. I will find out this much amount has been spent. Okay, this many employees have undergone training and this is the performance after training. Okay, so I am in analytics, we have predictive analytics. Like I told, there is a problem. 700 employees have quit the organization in the year 23-24. I have collected the data of all those 700 employees, and I am going to predict how many employees will quit in the year 24-25. What analysis it is called? It is called as predictive analytics. Predictive analytics. Predictive analytics help us to solve a problem. If I come to know that how many employees will quit the organization in the year 24-25, I can do something to retain them. I can do something to motivate them. That process in HR analytics is known as predictive analytics. Okay, so it enhances HR purpose in every HR aspect. Without any analytical tool, can I solve the problem? No. Okay, so HR predictive analytics, it generates insights. I cannot find out just like that why 700 employees has quit. So HR analytics give me the tool to solve the problem by giving insights. Okay, the problem with the manager. Manager is not behaving appropriately with employees. There was no problem with people. The problem was with the manager. Same manager, some 300 employees have quit. I will get to know what is causing the problem. I will try and take a decision of shifting the manager so that I can retain whatever employees are there in the organization. That is what we call as predictive analytics. Prediction. HR analytics, one of the important tool is predictive analytics, which helps us to solve a problem by predicting what is going to happen in future. Okay, the benefits of HR analytics are improved ROI, return on investment, improved retention rate. Just now I told, by finding out the root cause of employee turnover, I can help them retain employees by improving retention rates and improved business process. See, if number of employees who are quitting the organization are reduced, definitely performance will be improved. If performance is improved, more productivity means more profitability. Okay, so benefits of HR analytics. Okay, data collection and storing. I can use all tools of statistics. I can use the same data for taking n number of decisions. Okay, data collection, I have gathered data. I can use the same data for n number of evaluations. I can, depending on their tenure, I can decide the reward and recognition. One employee is staying with 9 years in the organization. Okay, how many employees are staying, what is their tenure, who has stayed maximum with the organization, who has given their best performance in their tenure. By looking at the data, I can utilize the same data and utilize for n number of purposes. Okay, software, there are many software in analytics. The most commonly used software is SPSS or Excel. With the help of Excel tools, we can generate action driven data insights. Okay,